got going here. You guys getting in trouble? Didn't grab what?
He grabbed the nickel, and he grabbed the quarter. He grabbed the nickel.
Hey, what do you guys? You mean you're stealing money?
You know what you have to do if you guys do that? You got to put back double.
Brought the camera and everything.
Yeah, you want to say something?
I brought mine. I'll bring it out tomorrow.
Mary will get a kick out of seeing who's here.
Be a member.
Only through my son.
And there is no automatic forward. So we're going to show these slides, and our friend John here is going to narrate that. But he doesn't see this. We're just going to do the best we can. I know just.
Am I?
No, I'm okay. Thanks.
Yell at me, I'll move. I didn't realize you were behind.
It may not work anyway, unless they turn the lights off. No, I may not be able to.
I know, I've tried to do that, and somehow
The light's not
bounces off.
enough. Yeah.
Rockwell in California. Now this is the B model. It's got two seats. You'll see the two canopy seats in the front. And the mission specialists, for example, Greg would be sitting in the back with the pilot astronaut in front. And they're a pretty quick little aircraft. They can travel from Houston to the Kennedy Space Center about an hour and 20 minutes. Comparatively speaking, it took about 20 hours like golf. Here's a view from another T-38 in flight. The canopies allow a 360 degree, or I should say 180 degree view on the sides and then directly above. This is a picture taken down below of another one. And this is in cruise flight. Another view in cruise. Those little pods underneath are luggage compartments. And here they are at altitude at 30,000+ feet. And they are supersonic. They go faster than 650 miles an hour. There's a volcano crater here on the Earth. It looks like the moon, but it's really the Earth. And this is is a tracking and data relay satellite built by TRW that Greg and Mario and company are going to deploy on this mission. They're standing vertically in the vertical processing facility there. And you can see the crew all dressed up in their special garments to keep any germs and any contamination from getting into the delicate electronics. That's Susan Helms in her lunch and escape entry suit, getting a checkout, it looks like. And there's Greg in his suit. Looks like he's trying to remember the procedures. And again, Susan looks like she's pretty well wired up there. There's Don McGonigal. He's the pilot of the ship. He also flew on Greg's last one. And is that her? Oh, it's not. Okay. They get a pretty good pressure check, as you can see. You blow up like a balloon. And that's Mario. Mario went for it.
Mario's going to be doing the spacewalk.
And this is that little mobile van that you see traveling out to the pad to get a very comfortable ride on their way out there. It's got all the compass phones and stuff. Here's Greg working the Hasselblad. He's homing in on a target. Looks like up on the, I guess it's the little launch tower looking down from where they go into the actually the tower itself. And this is the light room leading into the hatchway to the orbiter. You can see the hatch just off here to the left side of the camera. And they have a big yellow hose there that air tube is to keep, I guess, the air flowing in just the right manner. Because you have to have a positive flow of air going out of the cabin to keep any contamination, I guess, from getting in. There's a good view of Mario, John, and Susan with the orbiter in the background. The port SRB is on this side here. The starboard would be on the other side, and the big tank is here in the middle. And you can't see the orbiter itself, but it would be behind Don, behind that obstruction. Here's a picture of Don. This is John Casper. He's our commander on this flight. Susan and Greg getting their briefing. And Mara. That's a good view. That's the crash truck that they would use in the event of an emergency. It's a special vehicle that can go into a very highly flammable area that can do a rescue mission. And of course, they've got to get training procedures on exactly what to do and what not to do. And fortunately, we haven't had to use it. And Don, Susan. And there's another view of the same vehicle. Apparently, they keep those pretty close to the pad, apparently. You'll see them usually about 1,000 feet away from the pad.
The crew with yellow.
Rescue oxygen pop.
I don't know what that is. Oh, okay, this is our emergency oxygen mask that you can put over your head, apparently. They must have little oxygen bottles in this yellow container. Pictures of the crew training. They're hard workers, you can see. And there's a little bit of fun involved in it, I guess. There's Greg blowing up like a balloon there. They're doing more pressure checks. They have two kinds of suits for launch and entry. They have blue ones and orange ones. And these ones are the blue ones. And I'm not sure, are they any of the blue ones, Carol? I don't know whether they alternate colors.
I know.
They're very fashion conscious.
That'll be orange. The color of the interior. Yes, it'll be orange.
That'd be orange. That'd be orange.
It would be orange.
Design.
There's the blue suits. Once those suits inflate, it's also difficult to move around. It's like being trapped inside of your own spacecraft. Here's another view of the, this is the assembly on top of the tower. The launch tower has a long slide wire that goes down, I guess about 1,500 feet or so. And it takes the crew via the baskets over here At the launch, at the level where the hatch is, they can do an emergency escape and slide down these wires in the basket in case of an emergency. And they go through a training procedure before each mission just to make sure they know all those procedures in case of problem. Here's a good view of the DAB. That DAB is so big that it has 20,000, what is it, 20,000? There's a whole lot of air conditioning involved. They have rain clouds inside of the building, and they have a whole bunch of air conditioning. Oh, there's a good view directly down below there is the pad. I guess the crew has a tradition of flying over the pad every time you come into the cutting area. It's just a tradition, and this is a classic shot of the view that you would see if you were a bird on one day. This is the orbiter. Right there, that's the orbiter of the pad, and the perimeter road is around here. And you can see how close they are to the ocean. It's Greg in his new office there. That looks like building 4 stars. Greg's getting ready to do an EVA. His procedure for training on the EVAs is to take the suits, and they actually use a suit that feels just like the real thing. And they'll take this big assembly on the with all of its ports and lower the astronaut in this assembly into the water. And they ballast the suits with weights to make them feel neutrally buoyant so they can practice spacewalk. And you can see there's quite a bit of spacesuit involved. You have an upper truss assembly and a lower garment, then the helmet goes above, and Greg's got a communications headset on his inside his little VE cap, so he can communicate. Now this mission he'll be doing some space station assembly work. Practice. This was SES-39. It's like Don, Doug Hoover, and Greg. And you can see the appropriate military and civilian logos. Greg was Purdue, as you can tell. These are their little sleeping areas. That's how they have their privacy in the world. And this is 39. Greg is doing a little zero-G demonstration. This isn't a freeze frame, it's a real thing. That's a little glob of orange juice that he's got that he squeezed out of that container. And it looks like a bubble. The behavior is very much like a bubble in the Earth's atmosphere. It's just kind of float around until you swallow it up. Now, you might see a satellite orbiting over Greg's head there, but they did a video on their last flight, a liftoff alerting series called Newton in Space. And this can is being used as part of the demonstration of masses that move in weightlessness and how they can continue moving, and you can get a nice little object to hit you in the head and it still hurts. There's the glow of the Earth, a little bit of the aurora borealis, just right about there. But the Earth has a natural glow all around the perimeter on the dark side of the Earth. And you can see in this picture, this was taken with a very highly sensitive film at night. This is the dark side of the Earth. You can still see the Earth glow, even though you're on the dark side of the Earth. Good view of the aurora borealis. And the tail. This is like three shots in one. You can see the glow from the Ohms engines, which are the two pods on either side of the tail. Both of these engines are firing with the glow around the orbiter and the aurora borealis. There's three things in that picture that you don't have to look for to see. This is an ionization experiment they used on 39.
You're doing great.
It's going to make Greg brief me on all these slides. There's a whole lot of aurora going on here. This is another infrared picture, it looks like. I can't tell where that is, but I guess it's somewhere in the Soviet Union because he has a lot of Soviet Union pictures. Now, these are the fires in Iraq, actually in Kuwait. You see the different parts of the earth. There's a hurricane. This one hit the, I think it was the Indian continent with 180 mile-an-hour winds. A lot of people killed on this. waiting in front of the orbiter is opening. This is Discovery at his, or no, Endeavor, for this one. 10.
That ought to be good.
Which that's the only one. Oh, here's the next. Training sessions that go on over in the SMS. They have this mission simulator. And here's the T-38 pilot. And Greg. And this is getting a fly out to one of the locations in Easter.
Thank you, John.
Sharp camcorder.
Tuesday, the 12th of January, I decided to take a minute to talk to the folks that took the time out of their lives to come to my reception.
Whatever it is, keep your hands off.
Basically, just to say thanks. I wanted to let you know that I appreciate the effort that you have gone to make the trip down here to Florida to see the launch. It means a lot to me. The way life is these days, it's awfully easy to make verbal commitments and not follow through. I mean, everybody has so much that they've got to worry about and so much to do in their lives. And the fact that you have taken the time out of your normal schedule to come and watch something which is going to be a significant event in my life means a lot to me, and I just want to let you know that I really appreciate that. Some of you don't know me, and yet you got an invitation. And it's those people that I would like to especially point out, acknowledge, or thank, in the sense that I feel like I know you in some way. You know, whether you're a writer or a musician or whatever, it's someone that I appreciate. I appreciate what it is that you do because you do it so well, and I guess I'd like to return the favor in a way by giving you a chance to appreciate some new dimension. Maybe something you haven't seen or experienced before, which is something that I believe that I do well, which is ride this machine that I'm going to do tomorrow, and then and do the thing we do in space. For my friends, some of whom I've known for years and years and years, and others who are newer friends, it's a true sign of friendship, I suppose. I think when a friend will make such an effort to come and be here and be with me in this kind of event, and I acknowledge that. As far as my family goes, you know, I just love you all, and every one of you is very special to me. Even family, it can become difficult with the effort and the activity that goes on in life to take time out and take the extra step, go the extra mile for a family member. And family is extremely important to me. One of the things that's kind of unique maybe about doing something like I'm about to do, and like I did before, is that it causes you to sort of reflect a lot on what life really means, the value of life, because there is a genuine threat here. And I think one of the things I've concluded is that relationships mean an awful lot, and that's family and that's friends. So I guess as far as my family goes, I just want you to know that I'm there for you, and I will always be there for you if there's something I can do. And I don't have the opportunity to do a lot of things for a lot of people, but it means a lot to me to be able to do something for you. Just for your info, in case you're wondering where Carol and I are filming this, over there is my spaceship. touches on it. Just a little bit of basic understanding sorts of things. My spaceship, Space Shuttle Endeavour, the one that I'm going to fly into space tomorrow, is it's a machine that weighs about 5 million pounds and has about 7 million pounds of thrust at liftoff. It has 500,000 gallons of propellant, of gasoline, of liquid hydrogen, liquid oxygen and such. And that is burned out completely out of that big orange tank after 8.5 minutes. By the time we clear the tower, by the time the bottom of the solids are above the tower, we'll be going 100 miles an hour. And 1 minute and 40 seconds after liftoff, we'll be passing through about 100,000 feet. When we get on orbit, we will have spent only about 8.5 minutes getting there, and we'll be climbing towards an apogee of about 160 nautical miles, and then we'll do a maneuver about a half hour, 20 to 30 minutes later that will put us up at the final orbit of 160 miles circular. About 6 hours into the flight is when we're going to do our deploy of the communication satellite, which is Mario and Susan's baby, and I just work cameras and take good pictures and stuff. Once we get safely on orbit, a big part of one of my jobs as flight engineer is completed. And it's a job that we've trained awfully hard for, and I'm very proud to be assigned because it's a very demanding one. And then the next day, we kind of have an easy day to allow us to adjust to space. The following day is the day where we do the teaching to the kids. The following day after that is the day we prepare for the spacewalk. And then the following day, if everything goes according to plan, is the day I'll do my spacewalk. I was talking to Dave Leesma, who's one of the big bosses here, and he said, he pointed out the handrail to me that will be the one that I grab a hold of right as I come out of the airlock. I'll be coming out first, and I'll be the one with the red stripes on my legs. We're both in these white suits, so to distinguish between us, I have these red stripes. And Dave told me, he showed me this picture of these handrails, because you come outside out of the airlock, the hatch, and you grab these handrails and you get yourself tethered up out there. And he said, those are the handrails that are going to have Greg Harbaugh's handprints deeply embedded in them a couple days from now. He said, because when you first come out that hatch, you look down at the earth, because we're upside down, pointed towards the earth, so as I come out, I'll be looking overhead towards the earth, and he said it feels like you're in this Earth's tallest building looking down. So it's going to be an interesting experience for me. You know, you've probably heard maybe a news clip here and there, and you know, everybody said we're trained, we're ready, and all that, and we are. I mean, I'm just ready to do it. This is something that makes a big difference to me. It's something that fulfills me in some way, and it's something that is important to me understanding who I am. I'm really looking forward to it, and I really appreciate that you took the time out to come. And I think we'll put on a good show for you. The weather seems to be holding and all that, so I think it's going to be a day you won't forget. So thanks again, and have fun at Disney World, and hope to see each of you sometime soon where we can talk about it. My experiences and your experiences, and just have a lot of fun. Take care.
All right,
Here we are out here at 5:30, ready to watch this Space Shuttle STS-54 and launch off at 8:52. That's where it is. I'll scan back. See all the people here. A lot of people, a lot of cars lined up. Need a special pass to get to this viewing area. Cars coming in.
Where's the camera?
There's John. There's the SIG group right there. There's some water out here. Plenty of lights. It's the very last one. You may be able to see as it gets lighter. Be able to see a little better how close we are. We're about 6 miles out.
5.
5 miles out. That was Andy that said 5. There's John.
How can you tell which one's it?
It's the very leftmost light. You can hear the announcer giving countdown status.
The
Astronauts, he said, just
Astro-Man,
arrived.
which left the astronaut quarters about 20 minutes ago for about a 9-mile trip. This is the level of the orbiter access arm,
Do this.
and the elevator there on the left where we should see the crew come out and walk over to the arm. The white room is not very large, so usually only one or two of the crew members go in and start their preparations for entry. The others will usually stay out on the access arm and admire a rather spectacular view from of around the Cape area.
Mr. Toeman.
And there's the crew coming off the elevator.
There's JB, his daughter. He's gotten there, and they're out of their vehicles and going into the Space Shuttle.
Otherwise, we have not been working any significant issues, and the percentages from the shuttle weather officer have now been given as an 80% chance of having acceptable liftoff weather at the opening of the window, and a 90% chance of good weather for the overall window's duration. So it would appear that Cape weather conditions will be excellent for an on-time liftoff this morning. Primary payload on board is TDWS-F, the next in a series of tracking and data relay satellites. And we'll look now at a short video about the background of the TDWS program.
It was the fall of 1958 that a new government agency called NASA launched its
I'm going to
first
turn the
spacecraft.
camera off now.
It was called Pioneer 1, and it weighed
Saves some
about as
battery
much as a
time
washing
until it gets
machine full
lighter.
of wet clothes.
There
And they
the
selected that name after the first
Space
ship
Shuttle
commanded
is
by
on the
James
right
Cook,
of that
19th century
object.
British explorer, navigator, and
might be
astronomer.
able to see the
All of
brown
NASA's orbiters
tank
are named
full
after
of
a fleet of sailing ships.
oxygen and hydrogen.
The flight crew is now in the white room of the
Which
orbiter access arm. Members of the closeout
I guess
crew
will be
are
gone
the,
after about 8 minutes.
white coveralls that you see.
Go
and,
through all that
Of course, the
field.
astronauts are in the orange pressure suits. The closeout crew assisting there. Shuttle training aircraft at the shuttle landing facility.
You know, we
with
could have a house out there.
Yeah, we could.
flying our approaches this morning.
What do you need?
There's the man. There's the man that shot me with his BB gun.
I didn't mean to do it.
Out here, huh?
Runway.
It's right out that way.
Okay.
Three-dimensional
You know what?
video.
You can't see it as well anymore.
CSS will provide.
I bet we can see it just fine when they light it.
Of the galaxy.
This is kind of like a firework, isn't it?
Visible matter.
Yeah, they are here. I didn't drop them off.
And low energy or soft X-rays that are not very well understood.
So when you tell them they were at the shuttle launch, and you can prove it.
Yeah.
For a better understanding of.
981 at the fleet. Copy, thank you.
You want mommy to hold you for a minute?
Once they are fully dispositioned, that should clean up the constraints and we should be ready to pick up the clock. And we're estimating just a few more minutes on that paperwork. Okay, Mike, thanks for the update.
Mission Management Team Chairman Brewster Shaw is now polling his team as to readiness to resume the countdown.
We're about T-minus 9 minutes here.
SPM at countdown. Safety console. Safety go. FPU. SPM has to get back to you. CDR.
This one guy's out ready.
CDR's go. LRD.
LRD's go.
Sit out to get back here.
If you give me a clear LVA on CSC, I can give you a go in just a moment.
Pick a certain time to meet, like in the front.
That's 995.
Nancy, you want it?
Now, where is it? Yeah, let's just talk before we take
Stand
off.
by. Safety console MTD 213. Good to go. We have a KSCO clear for launch. That's a far about 983 at 0832. Copy. SRO KSCO is clear for launch. SRO copy. Stand by.
Momentarily, we'll be standing by for a go from payload test conductor that the inertial upper stage has been configured for flight.
162 clear. Thank you. MTD SRO. Go SRO. Range is go. You have our clear to launch. Copy that. Launch director MTD.
In the car.
Go ahead. Yes, sir, we are ready to proceed to count with the exception of SPE is still working reconfiguration, and we have one open item on the constraints list, CFC2 is outdoor.
Andy, you got to make sure you get all the sand off your bottom.
This update ensures that the emergency launch can be re-extended in just 50 seconds if that's necessary. About another 45 seconds, the rotor test conductor will give pilot Dominic Particle go to perform the
Even knowing
restart on the auxiliary power unit restart procedure. Setting switches in the cockpit to put the APUs in the ready to start configuration, which occurs at T-minus 5.
I'm not worried about that. Everybody's looking up. I'm worried about snakes. Them alligators.
And Monaco should report back with that.
Look at them working out there.
Is complete, and we're now draining back liquid oxygen. On drain back, which stops the circulation and conditioning of liquid oxygen to the main engine.
Tray table, help it lock.
First on chamber coolant valve on the main engine to prepare the main engine start.
John, let's go.
Getting ready to transfer to internal power now, ground power. Order flight control is underway. Gimbaling of the main engine and the final steering check of the main engine. Main engine now in the park position. Starting now to pressurize the liquid oxygen tank on the external tank. Traction of the gaseous oxygen been good. Now verifying the main engines are ready for start. Heaters around the joints of the solid rocket boosters are being turned off. Signal hydrogen burn igniters are now armed. They'll fire in T-minus 10 seconds to burn off any residual hydrogen under the main engine nozzle. Now the pressure water system will start at T-minus 16. And 5 to the hand off. T-minus 31 seconds. Endeavor's onboard computers now controlled. Flight data recorders now recording. Booster hydraulic power units restarted. 15. Sound suppression water system is working. Safety inhibits new. 7, 6, main engine up running. 3, 2, 1, 0, and liftoff. Liftoff of the Space Shuttle Endeavor with NASA's newest tracking station in the sky. Roger, all Endeavor. Down the phone, the better going right. Roll to the first duty selection on that. Outside of that,